everyone. Here I would like to lanjutin buku The Testament. There are vultures circling with clawed feet, sharp teeth, and hungry eyes, giddy with the anticipation of unlimited cash. The soundness of my mind is of a great issue now. They think I have a tumor because I say weird things. I babble on incoherently in meetings and on the phone. My aides behind my back whisper NOD, and think to themselves, yes, it's true, it's the tumor. I made a will 2 years ago and left everything to the last life in, who at the time paraded around my apartment in leopard print panties and nothing else, and yes, I guess I am crazy about 20 years old blondes with all the curves. But Cylinder got the boot. The shredder got the wheel. I simply got tired. 3 years ago I made a will, just for the hell of it, and left everything to charities, over 100 of them. I was cursing TJ one day, and he was cursing me, and I was told him about this new hill. He and his mother and his siblings hired a bunch of crook lawyers and ran to court in an attempt to have me committed to a institution for treatment and evaluation. This was actually smart on the part of their lawyers because if I'd been judged mentally in some pant, my will would have been void. But I have many lawyers. I pay them at and I pay them $1,000 an hour to manipulate the legal system in my favor. I was not commit talk at the time. I was probably a bit of my rocker, and I have my own shader, one I've used for all the old wheels. They are all gone, eaten by a little machine. I wear long white robes made of Thai silk, and I shave my head like a monk, and I eat little, so that my body is small and shriveled. They think I am a Buddhist, but in reality I study Zoroaster. They don't know the difference. They don't know the difference. I can almost understand why they think my mental capacity has diminished. Lillian and the first family are in the executive conference room on the 13th floor, just below me. It's a large room, marble and mahogany, with rich rugs and a long oval table down the center. And it's now filled with the very nervous, very nervous people. Not, su- Not surprisingly, there are more lawyers than family members. Lillian has a lawyer, and so does each of her four children except for TJ, who has bought, who has brought along three to show his importance and make certain all scenarios are properly counseled. TJ has more legal problems than most death row inmates. At one end of the table is a large digital screen which will broadcast the proceedings. TJ's TJ's brothers is Red, TJ's brother is Rex, age 44, my second son, currently married to a stripper. Amber is her name. A poor creature without a brain but with a large fake chest, who I think is his third wife, second of third, but who am I to condemn? She's here along with the rest of the currents, suppose, and all life ends. Fidgeting, fid, fidgeting nervously as 11 billions is about to be divided. Lillian's first daughter, my oldest, is Libby Gale, a child I loved desperately until she left for college and forgot about me. Then she married an African and I erased her name from my wills. Mary Rose was the last child born to Lillian. She's married to a doctor who aspires to be super rich, but they are heavily in debt. Janie and the second family wait in a room on the 10th floor. Jenny has had two husbands since our divorce many years ago. I am almost certain she is living alone at the moment. I hire investigators to keep me posted, but not even the FBI could keep track of her bad hoping. As I mentioned, Rocky, her son, was killed. Her daughter Gina is here with her second husband, a Maran with a MBA who is just dangerous enough to take a half a billion or so and masterfully lost in 3 years. And then there's Rambo, slouching in a chair on the fifth floor, licking the gold ring in the corner of his lip, fingering his sticky green hair, scowling at his mother, who had the gall to appear here today with a hairy little gigolo. Rumble expects to get rich today. Rumble expects to get rich today to be handed a fortune simply because he was hired by me. And Rumble has a lawyer too, a hippie radical shot Tira show on television and hired right after she laid him. They are waiting along with the rest. I know these people, I watch them. Snid appears from the rear of my apartment. He's been my gaffer for almost 30 years now, a round, homely little man in a white waistcoat, meek and humble, perpetually bent at the waist as I bowing to the king. Snid stopped before me, has claps at the belly as always, head cocked to one side, drippy smile, and says, "How are you, sir?" It's an effect Lil he acquired years back when we were staying in Ireland. I say nothing because I am neither required nor expect to respond to Snid. Some coffee, sir? Lunch? Snid winks with the both eyes and bounds even deeper. then waddles from the room, his trousers cuffs dragging the floor. He too expects to be made rich when I die, and I suppose he's counting the days like the rest of them. The trouble with having money is that everybody wants a little of it, just a slice, a small sliver. What's $1 million to a man with billions? Give me $1 billion, old boy, and you'll never know the difference. Float me and alone, and we'll both forget about it. Wetch my name in the will somewhere. There's room for it. Sned's nosy as hell, and years ago I caught him picking took my desk, looking, I think, for the current will. He want me to die because he expects a few million. What right does he have to expect anything? I shall I shall fired him years ago. His name is not mentioned in my new will. He sets a he sets a tray before me, unopened an unopened tube of Ritz crackers, a small jar of honey with the plastic seal around the lid, and 12-ounce can of Fresca, room temperature. Any variation as need will be fired on the spot. I dismiss him and dip the crackers in the honey, the final meal. Okay, that's all from me. The next is chapter 2. Thank you.